Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dons Baseball, we welcome you to Nelson Field for today's region matchup between the visiting Bulldogs from Provo High School and your Spanish Fork Dons. As the coaches and umpires meet at home plate to discuss the ground rules for Nelson Field, we would like to remind all fans that the student athletes, coaches, and umpires have spent many hours preparing for today's game. As we cheer on our teams, let's do so in a positive and respectful manner. The players, coaches, and umpires will be held to the highest level of sportsmanship on the field. Let's hold ourselves to that same level of sportsmanship in the stands.
Hey folks, welcome to Spanish Fork 17. We've got the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Provo Bulldogs in a nice afternoon matchup here on Spanish Fork 17. Ball game moving a little bit earlier today as it being spring break and wanting to avoid some of the potential weather that would be coming later on today. So a bit of an early start here, but very excited for baseball here at Nelson Field. And man, what a season it has been so far for the Spanish Fork Dons. They are 10-2 on the season. Absolutely fantastic. Coming into this one hoping to get the sweep here today against the Provo Bulldogs. They took the two earlier games in the series here, 8-7 and 5-1. That 8-7 game was an absolute nail biter. It took a 4-run sixth inning to make sure the Dons got the victory in that one, and late scoring for that matter in Friday's game as well. All runs coming across in the 6th and 7th innings. It had been a pitcher's duel all the way through 5 innings. An absolutely great game from Mitch Dalton. Ended up pitching 5 innings and struck out 9. Was just absolutely brilliant in Friday's performance. And for the Dons, they'd love to see a repeat of that with Kip Cloward on the mound today. Looks like we are getting pretty close to being set here for the national anthem. I'll go ahead and stop here for a second while we get to enjoy that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you rise. Remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. And now the starting batting order for the
Thank you
Provo
for
Bulldogs.
enjoying the national anthem with me, and we are just about underway here on Spanish Fork 17. Again, it is the Dons up against the Bulldogs here in this 1 p.m. matchup here. It is the third of the 3-game series here. The Dons taking both of the early games on Thursday and Friday and hoping to capture the sweep here, bring out the brooms here in this third game here on Monday, make them 3-0 in region play to start things off, and heading into a huge series coming up here against the Salem Hills Skyhawks.
Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 45, Cole Frazier. And in right field, number 13, Aiden Ott.
I want to give you a quick look at the 5A and Region 9 RPI rankings. And so right now you've got Spanish Fork sitting in 6th with a 10-2 record. Salem Hills right after them, number 9, 6-4 record. Springville at 16, Wasatch at 19. You'll notice that Wasatch bumped up a little bit after taking a couple games here against Maple Mountain, who's looking at 21. And then Provo, who we're playing today here, 5-7 and sitting at 20 in the rankings. Still a little bit shocked here to see Spanish Fork so low in RPI. Actually, was seeing some Twitter stuff, and some people even there saying, hey, I feel like Spanish Fork is a little bit low. So I feel a little bit justified in saying that, not just being a homer here for the Dons, but just saying this team is absolutely sensational. They've been so good this season. Their 2 losses, a 1-run loss to Lehigh, who is sitting above them in RPI, and then a tough loss to Coronado in extra innings in the last game of the Red Rock Classic down in St. George. That was a thriller. Was potentially going to end up in a tie, but they decided to go ahead and, because they had time, went through with that final inning. Coronado coming out on top on that one. So, and then that's a really good Coronado squad out in Nevada. So 2 really tough losses so far on the season for the Dons, but against quality opponents, and so I thought that their RPI would look a little bit better than it is, but certainly got an opportunity to continue to bump up in the rankings as we are underway here on Spanish Fork 17. The first pitch, a ball to Alex Martinez. That one is in there for a strike again. Kip Cloward on the mound today for Spanish Fork. And Alex Martinez, the all-star catcher here for the Bulldogs, definitely one of the best catchers in all of Utah. That one is going to be hit over to second base. Duval fumbles it up a little bit, but does get the throw on over to first base for out number 1. Good job by Duval to stick with the play and gets it over to first.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Keegan Gingras.
Brings up Keegan Gingras, shortstop today for the Bulldogs, another one of their key bats in their lineup. And that's a great pitch by Cloward. Paints the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Cloward going quickly here and snaps in a beautiful breaking ball for strike 2. That one absolutely fantastic. Works the outside part of the plate on pitch 1 and then goes right inside for strike 2 and strikes him out again on a pretty similar pitch there for second out of the inning. Keegan Gingras going down on strikes. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first for Spanish Fork.
Batting the third baseman, number 6, Drew Ducher.
Brings up Drew Ducher, playing third base today for Provo. He's going to watch that one in there for a strike. Man, Cloward looking impressive here so far in this first inning. Was roughed up a little bit in the first game of this series against Provo on Thursday. And looking to shake that off, and he's doing just that with the count now 0-2. Would be Campton Fuller due up next here for Provo, should we get to that point, as that one is fouled away, hits the very top of the backstop here. So count still 0-2 here on Ducher. It'll be Ty Lamb on the mound for Provo. He's one of the league leaders in strikeouts this season. Has really been the workhorse for the Bulldogs. And man, the breaking ball is working to perfection today here for Cloward. Snaps in another just beauty. Ducher tries to back out of it. Instead, it goes right over the plate for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts here early for Kip Cloward. The score still 0-0 here. Again, Spanish Fork playing the Dons today. We'll move on over to the bottom half of the first inning, which gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Clegg Auto, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law. Yeah, quick top of the half of the first inning there. Man, Kip Cloward absolutely just mowed through those first 3 batters, able to get 2 strikeouts on just filthy pitches. He's looking sensational so far in this ball game. We want to see more of that from him as the game progresses, as we get to see Ty Lamb warming up here for Provo. again, a guy that they really rely on, was also the starter in Thursday's ball game. Pitched a pretty solid game for the Bulldogs, but unfortunately for him and for Provo, the wheels just kind of came off in that 6th inning in the Thursday game, allowing the Dons to take that win 5-1. 8-7, my apologies. The 5-1 ball game being the one on Friday, and even that one, it was through 5 innings scoreless, and then the runs coming across in the 6th and the 7th innings. So the starting pitching in this series has been fantastic for both teams. It's just been a little bit of struggles for the relief pitchers so far in this series for both teams. So starting things off here for Spanish Fork is going to be Will Dart, followed up by Brody Duval and Zach Dart. And very dangerous Dons lineup. I would put their top 5 hitters in this lineup against any other top 5 in all of Utah. They are just absolutely stacked at the top part of the lineup. As Dart sprays this one right past the glove of the first baseman inside that first base line, it will be a base hit, and it's going to be a stand-up 2-jacks double to start things off here in this ball game for the young Will Dart. Great piece of hitting there, takes that outside pitch and slaps it right down that first base line. A little bit of a bobble out there in right field, but
now batting the second
Dart probably would have been fast enough anyway to get to second base regardless, as it was just kind of a slow roller out there once it hit the grass. But definitely the right way to start things off here in the bottom half of the first inning for the Dons, getting that lead-off double by Will Dart. Brings up Brody Duval, who has had a fantastic season where the Dons has really just been so steady for Coach Nelson, and his squad here has really stabilized this number 2 spot in the order. He's going to show bunt and slap down a beauty right down that third base line, and he's going to be in there with an infield single. Duval able to kind of catch them a bit off guard. Really, more than anything, was just trying to advance Dart over to third base and give them a couple different ways to be able to score here with one out in the inning. Instead, he lays down such a beauty that he's over there on first base with an infield single, and now it's runners on the corners for the reigning 5A Utah Player of the Year, Zach Dart. A little bit of a struggle so far in terms of Zach Dart's brilliance on the season, sitting at about 260 with his average. You'd like to see that pop up here with region play underway, which it most certainly will. Again, was so important to last year's championship team. Again, Player of the Year, and really was one of the stabilizing factors in that championship run, as he will watch that first pitch in for a strike. Will be Easton Romero due up next, followed by Dax Bringhurst here for the Dons. Outside, they are going to have Duval get over to second base. Good jump, not even a throw over to second. So now be 2 runners in scoring position for big RBI guy in this lineup in Zach Dart. And Dart, along with the guy on deck, Easton Romero, commits to the BYU program. Will be playing for Coach Mike Littlewood and the Cougars. So that one is laced right down the third baseline foul. Had to skirt out of the way. That one right in between Dart and third base coach. Certainly hit hard, though, as the count now moves to 1-2 on Dart. And as I mentioned before, they will be joined over there at BYU by fellow former Spanish Fork Don Mason Olson, who pitched a year over at the College of Southern Idaho and will be transferring over to BYU this upcoming year. So very excited to continue to see that Spanish Fork pipeline over to BYU, along as with other schools in the area as well. Count is 2-2 here on Dart. Runners on second and third. Count will now move to full after that pitch misses well outside by Lamb. That has been one of the struggles for the Provo pitching staff. Ty Lamb, one of the few that has more strikeouts than walks. They do struggle a bit with their command, so we'll see how that potentially plays into this ball game, as there is going to be the first walk of the game. And it's now going to load the bases up here for cleanup hitter Austin Romero. This is exactly what you want to see here for the Dons a big opportunity here early in this ball game to secure a lead and get themselves in the driver's seat for the sweep in this series. Romero, 7 home runs on the season last year. Not one this season, but man, if you could pick a spot to have your first home run of the season, I feel like this would be a great one as he does watch that one kiss the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Otherwise, still a pretty sensational season here for Romero. And like I said, pretty much for the entire top 5 of this lineup have been very impressive so far, as that breaking pitch is going to be well outside, and he was up the count at 1-1. So Dart over there at third base, getting a nice lead. Duvall over at second, and Zach Dart over at first. Again, Easton Romero up. He's going to chop this one right at Lamb, who's going to go home with it. Nice read to cut off the potential run there. So Dart will be thrown out at home, and it will be Easton Romero grounding into a fielder's choice for the first out of the bottom half of the first inning. And it will be Spanish Fork's third baseman, Dax Bringhurst, coming up.
Baseman number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
Bringhurst having a great season here for Spanish Fork. Really built some good momentum for him down in St. George as part of that Red Rock Classic. Really had a phenomenal string of games down there. Has done a great job kind of being the protection for Easton Romero and Zach Dart. So they're not having to worry about teams pitching around those guys, knowing that they've got a guy in that 5-hole that can bring the thunder and bring in lots of runs. That one is going to find the outside part of the plate. That's a great pitch from Ty Lamb. His count will move to 0-2 here on Bringhurst. Again, 1 out in the bottom half of the first inning. The Dons threatening to draw first blood in this ball game. He's going to slap it up the middle. That's a potential double play here for the Bulldogs, and that is unfortunate for the Dons, as Dax Bringhurst will hit into a double play, and the Bulldogs will get out of that bases loaded jam. The score still 0-0 here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll get you inning number 2 when we come back.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 2 of this ballgame between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Provo Bulldogs. We are here at Nelson Field, very excited. So this is game number 3 of this particular series. Again, the Dons taking both of the earlier games on Thursday and Friday, scores of 8-7 and 5-1. The Dons hoping to get the sweep here, as we see Kip Cloward getting warmed up here for inning number 2. A solid first inning for the Spanish Fork ace. Got 2 strikeouts on just filthy breaking balls. The breaking ball certainly working today here for Cloward. No hits, no walks. Very clean first inning, and they're hoping for more of that. Again, was roughed up a little bit in the game on Thursday against Provo, and also didn't pitch extremely well in his games down in St. George either. But you can definitely see the stuff there, and that was very apparent in the first inning. We'll see what he's got in store here in inning number 2. First pitch will go as a ball here to Campton Fuller. Be Campton Fuller, Cy Burge, and Samson Straight due up here for Provo. That one going to be fouled away, so count evens up here at 1-1. So again, top of the second inning here, 0-0 ball game. Cloward delivers a beautiful pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So count now 1-2 on the Provo Bulldogs left fielder. He's going to slap this one foul down that third base line, well beyond the fence over there. And Cloward very much in command today. Definitely love to see that from him. Had his, as I've highlighted already, has had some struggles so far. That particularly breaking ball not able to find its way back to the strike zone. So count evens up here at 2-2. But looking great today so far through this first part of the lineup. And man, he gets him to swing on just a filthy inside pitch there for strike 3. Campton Fuller goes down on strikes. The third strikeout in this ball game already for Kip Cloward.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Cy Burge.
Brings up Cy Burge, playing second base today for the Bulldogs. Oh, that one is going to nick him on the back. Looks like a breaking ball that just got away from Cloward there. So ends up popping Burge
now
on the back.
The first baseman, number 26, Samson Strait.
So that'll be the first runner of this ball game for the Bulldogs. Brings up Samson Strait playing first base today for Provo. So again, Burge over there at first base after getting hit by a pitch. So first base runner of the ball game for the Bulldogs. We'll see how Cloward does with some traffic now, and that's going to be the second straight batter to be hit by Kip Cloward.
Now
so a little bit of feast or famine here, either a strikeout or getting hit by a pitch so far here for most of the batters with the Bulldogs. Martinez grounded out to second base to lead off the ball game. Since then, it was 3 straight strikeouts and now 2 straight guys that have been hit by a pitch. So now runners on first and second here in the top half of the second inning, and opposing pitcher Ty Lamb now up for Provo. Now it's his opportunity here to get Provo on the scoreboard. Nice job there by Cloward to get a first pitch strike. I think that's pretty important here with having just hit 2 straight batters, is just reestablishing the strike zone, as Romero is going to switch out gloves. Finally finds one that he likes. Maybe potentially had a stitch or 2 come loose. Just want to make sure that he has a proper glove on. Makes sense. Count 0-1. Cloward's pitch to Lamb is going to be swung on and missed for strike 2. So Cloward, when he hasn't hit batters, has been absolutely fantastic in this ball game. And a little bit of a jam here in the top half of the second inning. That one is in there for strike 3. My goodness, man, he's just been, it's just painting the corners here, especially on the inside part of the plate here to right-handed batters. There's now seen 3 of them that have gone down looking on strikes that have just nicked that inside part of the plate. You have them kind of backing away, trying to indicate to the umpire, oh, this thing's inside, it almost hit me. But definitely getting the calls, especially on that inside part of the plate so far, as the count will be 1-0 on Isaac Tucker. So 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. Runners on first and second, and a 1-0 count here to Isaac Tucker. Cloward's pitch will be high and outside, so count now 2-0 on the Provo Bulldogs. Designated hitter number 9, hitter Cole Frazier, would be due up next here for the Bulldogs. So Burge and Strait on second and first after getting hit by a pitch. 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed. That's a great pitch from Kip Cloward. Looked like it would have been a strike anyway, but still just nice getting that upper outside part of the plate. So count now 2-1 on Tucker. That one a rare miss on the inside part of the plate, so good hitters count here for Tucker at 3-1. We're so excited to be really underway here with Region 9 play. This is the end of the first series here for Spanish Fork, hoping to get the sweep here against the Bulldogs. That one is in there for a strike. That has just been Cloward's money pitch, just right there on that inside part on these right-handed hitters. And honestly, until the Bulldogs start swinging at those pitches, I'd just keep dialing that pitch up because they seem to not want to hit it right now. Full count pitch upcoming, and it's going to find the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Oh, what a dominant start to this ball game here for Kip Cloward. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings, just absolutely locking up these Provo Bulldogs hitters as the score is still 0-0 here after the top half of the second. As we move on over to the bottom half of the inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson, State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Clegg Auto, McKell Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. I want to remind you that our next ball game that we'll be showing here on Spanish Fork 17 is going to be a softball game. It's going to be the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles again. Softball game, that will be Tuesday, April 12th at 3:30 p.m. Always fun to see the rivalry game here on Spanish Fork 17. And, I mean, I've absolutely loved watching the Spanish Fork baseball team, but if you have not seen their softball team, my goodness, they are absolutely fantastic. I mean, they've been fantastic for years, but this particular squad is just very exciting to watch. They've got a lot of returning talent from last year's team, and it's just going to be a fun one to watch. And so make sure that you are tuned in for that ball game again, Tuesday, April 12th at 3:30 p.m. Spanish Fork versus Maple Mountain in softball. Going to be awesome. So make sure you're tuning in on your cable station, Spanish Fork 17, as well as our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure you're getting everybody on it because it's going to be an absolute blast of a ball game. It's going to bring up Mitch Dalton to start things off here in the bottom half of the second inning for Spanish Fork. Dalton's going to watch that one outside for ball 1. Dalton, absolutely fantastic pitching performance in Friday's game against the Bulldogs. 5 innings, 9 strikeouts. Love seeing that from him as he's going to watch that one in there for strike 1. Now getting an opportunity to play out in the field today, out in right field. Will be Mitch Dalton, Ty Creer, and Kip Cloward due up here in the second inning for Spanish Fork. He's going to slap that one over to the shortstop who catches it on a line. Nice play out there by Gingras. Catching that rocket hit there by Mitch Dalton. So 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. A scoreless ball game so far.
Number 5, Ty Creer.
Provo able to sneak their way out of a bases loaded jam in the top half of the first, getting Dax Bringhurst to ground out into a double play. Ty Creer will watch that one on the outside plate. Outside part of the plate there for strike 1. Creer's had a nice couple games here against the Bulldogs, both Thursday and Friday. That one's going to be just outside. So we'll even up the count here at 1-1. Had a triple in the ball game on Friday. That one is also going to just miss. Good patient approach here from the number 7 hitter in the Dons lineup as the count is moving to 2-1. Again, a view there of Ty Lamb, who's had a nice season so far here on the mound for Provo. Oh, that one shot right in the gap there for a base hit. Gotta love that piece of hitting there from Ty Creer, who continues to have a solid season for Spanish Fork. He's going to get things going here in the bottom half of the second inning for the Dons with a 1-out single. Shoots it right in between third base and shortstop.
Number 20, Kip Cloward.
Brings up Kip Cloward. Again, pitching today for the Dons and doing an absolutely fantastic job at that. When his day is done at the mound, he will also be considered the designated hitter in this ball game. The throw is going to be made over to second, and they are going to say he is out. That is a fantastic throw by Alex Martinez, as Ty Creer will be thrown out over there at second base. Now will be 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. That's a rope thrown over there by Martinez. Again, I highlighted how he's one of the better offensive catchers in all of the state of Utah, but he's also pretty good behind the plate as well, and has an absolute cannon for an arm, as you just saw there. I thought Creer had a not the best jump, but a fairly decent jump. But Martinez, man, has a rocket back there and was able to throw him out. That's a beautiful pitch from Ty Lamb. So count will now be 2-1 on Kip Cloward. And now 2 outs in the inning after Ty Creer gets thrown out trying to steal at second base. Cloward does hold up there, saying that he did not hold up on his swing, so count will even up here at 2-2. Bright Nacy would be due up next here for Spanish Fork, number 9 hitter. Top of the order would then be due up after him in Will Dart. Cloward's going to take a swing at that one for strike 3. So first strikeout of the ball game for Ty Lamb, and it's been a pitcher's duel so far here through 2 innings. The score 0-0. We'll get you the 3rd inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 3 of this ballgame between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Provo Bulldogs. Again, this is game 3 of this opening series here in Region 9 play. The Dons taking the first 2 games of this this series, hoping to take ball game number 3 of this one here on Spanish Fork 17, as the first pitch of the 3rd inning is going to be in there for a strike to Cole Frazier, the center fielder for the Provo Bulldogs. Be Cole Frazier, Alex Martinez, and Keegan Gingras due up here for Provo, as it is now an early 0-2 hook here on Frazier. Cloward has been sensational in this ball game, as that's going to be strikeout number 6 of this ball game already for Kip Cloward, and he's only through 2 1/3. So absolutely mowing through this Provo Bulldogs lineup. The only marks on his day so far has been that he hit 2 straight batters in the 2nd inning. Those are the only 2 base runners so far in this ball game for Provo. He's going to just miss on the inside corner there to Alex Martinez for ball 1. Martinez 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out to second base in his first at bat. That one missed well low and outside, so count moves to 2-0. He's the only Bulldog that has put a ball in play so far. As again, the 6 strikeouts and the 2 hit by pitches, the only other things that have been accounted for so far in this ball game. That's a great pitch from Cloward. Good job to come back in this at bat now, looking at 2-1. This thing crushed out into left center, giving chase out there is AC, and he will make the play as that ball just kind of hung up there for Martinez, and AC able to camp underneath it for out number 2.
Now batting number 2.
Again, Martinez still the only Bulldog to put it in play, and that one was put loudly in play. Unfortunately for him, gets kind of caught up. There's a pretty strong wind basically just blowing straight in from center field, so gets kind of caught up in that back wind. And that is out number 2, as I said. And we've got now 1 strike here on Keegan Gingras, who struck out looking in his first at bat. He will back away from that one, and it will even up the count at 1-1. Ends up sailing a little high there for Cloward. Gets a piece of it, but sprays it foul. So Gingras now looking at a 1-2 count. Again, 2 outs here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Frazier striking out, and Martinez hitting one out into left, and there's yet another strikeout for Kip Cloward. I mean, just absolutely mowing through this lineup. That's strikeout number 7 of this ball game, and we're only through 3 innings. He's doing some good work. As we move on over to the bottom half of the 3rd inning of this scoreless ball game, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson, State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Clegg Auto, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Yeah, we want to remind you that obviously you can be watching Spanish Fork 17 on your TV, but you can also be watching it on our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure to get all of your friends, your family, anyone that you think would be interested in Spanish Fork or Maple Mountain sports. Go ahead and have them click that subscribe button and join our Spanish Fork 17 family so they can not only get all of our sports content, but all the other great stuff that we do as well. So make sure that you're telling everybody. Go tell them all about it on youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. You know, scoreless ball game so far here on Spanish Fork, but, you know, it's pretty similar to Friday's ball game. Again, there was no scoring through 5 innings in that one either. The final score of that one ended up being 5-1 as Spanish Fork rallied late in the 6th and 7th innings. But the starting pitching for both teams has been pretty good in this entire series. And just kind of same old here in this ball game. But I'm so impressed with how Kip Cloward has looked in this ball game. Through 3 innings, he has 7 strikeouts, and he still has not allowed a hit in this ball game to the Bulldogs. The only contact being made by Alex Martinez, who's grounded out to second and flew out to left in that last at bat. So Bright Nacy leads things off here, and he's going to get hit right on the helmet. So not able to get out of the way of that pitch by Ty Lamb. It will nick the helmet, and they're going to just kind of do a quick double check, make sure that he's okay, also make sure that the helmet is okay. And so Bright Nacy will get on here to lead things off in the bottom half of the 3rd inning after getting hit by that pitch by Ty Lamb, and it brings up the top of the order for Spanish Fork in the form of Will Dart, who started things off for the Dons in this ball game with a leadoff double. He was thrown out at home after a ground out by Easton Romero. Again, the Dons threatened to score in that first inning, had the bases loaded, but were not able to cash in. Again, Romero grounding into that fielder's choice, and they threw Dart out at home. And then Dax Bringhurst grounded out into a double play to end that inning. Don's hoping for something here, though, in the bottom half of the 3rd. Bright Nacy over there at first base, and the count 1-0 here on Will Dart. And Dart doing such a good job of just kind of setting up the table for the Spanish Fork lineup. That one is going to miss inside, so count will move now to 2-0. And not only has he done a good job of setting up, but he's also driven in a few runs as well, and even has a home run to his name here this season. Definitely love to see that from the top of the order, as the count will now move to 3-0 after that pitch will just miss a little bit low and outside. Brody Duval and Zach Dart due up next for Spanish Fork. And that's going to miss, and that's going to be the second walk of this ball game by Ty Lamb. And one that's going to just barely miss. Where it's been mostly inside pitches for Kip Cloward in this ball game. For Ty Lamb, it's been living on kind of the outside part of the plate against righties. And has for the most part gotten some of those calls, but unfortunately for him did not get those calls against Will Dart. So second walk issued in this ball game. So now runners on first and second here with no outs in the bottom of the third inning, and brings up Brody Duval, who shows bunt again, and he is going to have the runners advance. So AC now over there at third base and Dart over at second. Good bit of base running there by the Dons to now get two runners in scoring position with no outs here in the bottom of the third. The count is 1-0 now on Duval, who laid down a beautiful bunt in inning number one. Ended up being a infield single. Was just looking to advance Dart over to third base on a sacrifice. Instead, got his way onto first base. He did end up getting stranded as part of that double play hit by Dax Bringhurst. So there will be a mound visit here for the Bulldogs. Want to talk things over with Ty Lamb, who has put up zeros on the scoreboard here for Provo early in this ball game, but has had to pitch into some big jams here. Again, bases loaded situation, able to get out of in inning number one, and now looking at no outs and runners on second and third. And I mean, you get the meat of the order coming up here. Brody Duval, who's been fantastic so far on the season, has come up in situations just like this and has delivered for Spanish Fork. And then you've got Zach Dart and Easton Romero, some of the best hitters in all of Utah, coming up after him. So this is a situation where you just want to talk with your pitcher and get him settled in for this big situation, as that is going to be fouled away by Duval, and it will even up the count here at 1-1. So again, AC over there at third base, hoping to be the first run to score in this ball game. Brody Duval hoping to be the one to bring him in here. 1-1 pitch will be taken upstairs as the count is now 2-1. So again, Ty Lamb doing a good job so far for the Bulldogs, but pitching in trouble here with no outs and two runners on, and he'll pitch one that will be in on the hands of Duval, and he will take it as the count will move to 3-1. Big pitch here for Duval. He slaps it foul over behind the backstop here. So count will now be full on the second baseman for the Dons. Again, big situation here in the bottom half of the third inning, hoping to put the Dons on the scoreboard here and take the lead in this ball game. Again, we're all tied up at 0 here on Spanish Fork 17. Instead, he will take a cut at that off-speed pitch for strike three. Second strikeout of the ball game for Ty Lamb. And that's a big one here for him, but now he has to deal with Zach Dart. Dart took a walk in the first inning. And now up in another big situation. Again, had runners on the corners when he took that walk, and then ended up taking the walk to load up the bases. Oh, that one is going to nick the outside part of the plate for strike one. That's a great pitch from Ty Lamb. Again, Brighton AC at third. Will Dart at second base. Zach Dart up here now for Spanish Fork. And that's going to be laced out into the outfield for a base hit. Nice shot out there into shallow left center, as Dart will make his way back over to first base, but that is going to be a 2-run single for the reigning 5A Utah Player of the Year, and it's going to put the Dons up in this ballgame now 2-0, taking the lead here in the bottom of the third. I mean, that's just how you draw up an opposite field hit, as Dart's able to take an outside pitch and just kind of take its momentum and slap it out there into shallow left center. Absolutely love that. So that one is going to miss. Count 1-0 now to Easton Romero, who grounded into a fielder's choice in inning number 1. They ended up throwing out Will Dart at home on that play. As Martinez will take the time to talk things over with Lamb. Trying to get, I think, on the same page here with these next couple of pitches to a very dangerous hitter in Easton Romero. Romero was the 5A state playoff MVP last year. Such a vital piece to the championship run for the Dons. And hoping to continue that momentum here into this season, which he has done. He's done a fantastic job behind the plate for Spanish Fork, has also made some solid pitching appearances for Coach Nelson, and again, is certainly one of the most feared hitters in all of Utah, as they are being careful over there with Dart at first base, and the count now still 2-0 on the Spanish Fork catcher. 2-run single by Zach Dart, starting the scoring here for Spanish Fork in the bottom half of the third, so score 2-0, another outside pitch. This count will now be 3-0 on Romero. Dax Bringhurst and Mitch Dalton do up next here for Spanish Fork. And the wind settling down maybe just a little bit here, but still blowing in from center as this thing is laced out into center field. Play is going to be made out there. That one a casualty, I think, a little bit of the wind. Romero got a solid piece of that one, but ends up being caught out there in center field for out number 2 in this inning. Brings up Dax Bringhurst.
Number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
So Bringhurst grounded into a double play in the first inning, ended up not being able to cash in on that big opportunity in inning number 1, but has another opportunity here with Dart over there at second base. Instead, he will ground it over to Lamb, and that's going to be the end of the third. A 2-run single by Zach Dart starts the scoring here for Spanish Fork. The score 2-0. We'll get you to 4th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We've got the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Provo Bulldogs in their final game here of this opening series of Region 9 play here on Spanish Fork 17. The score 2-0 here in favor of the Dons. Just got a 2-run single in the bottom half of the last inning by Zach Dart to start the scoring here in this ball game. So we get a view of Kip Cloward warming up for his 4th inning of this ball game, and man, he has been lights out for Spanish Fork. 7 strikeouts through 3 innings, has hit 2 batters, but otherwise just an absolutely solid performance here for Kip Cloward. Still looking at a no-hitter. You know, don't want to jinx such things, but through the first 3 innings, no hits for the Provo Bulldogs. Really only Alex Martinez is the only one that's really even made contact against Kip Cloward. Grounded out to second and flew out to left. Otherwise, it's been strikeouts or hit by pitches for this Bulldog lineup, as that one is going to miss outside for ball 1 to Drew Ducher, who it will be followed up next by Campton Fuller and Cy Burge. He is going to show bunt. Cloward's going to dive on it, and that's going to be the first hit of this ball game. Was it a jinx? The world will never know. I certainly hope not. as that will go down as an infield single there for Drew Ducher.
Now batting number 27, Campton Fuller.
Brings up Campton Fuller, who struck out in his first at-bat. For the Bulldogs, that was more often than not your first at-bat here against Kip Cloward. They do snap it over to first after that pitch. Trying to potentially get Ducher, who was a little bit off of first there, try to get him thrown out. Instead, it will be a 1-0 count here to Fuller. Time is called. So the Dons now up 2-0 here in this ball game in the top of the fourth. Two-run single by Zach Dart. Throw over to first. Nothing doing though. It is the middle of the order here for the Provo Bulldogs in inning number 4, 3, 4, and 5. Right now up number 4 hitter Campton Fuller. Pitch up coming is going to be just a bit low, so count will move to 2-0 on Fuller. Taking a quick peek at the 5A standings. It's going to be an interesting season in Region 9, as that one is going to miss, so count now 3-0 on Fuller. Every team looking at a potential sweep in their series as Wasatch, Salem Hills, and Spanish Fork all 2-0 so far in region play, and everyone else sitting at 0-2. That being Springville, Provo, and Maple Mountain. Another throw over to first. Again, Spanish Fork really leading the way at 10-2 with close losses to Lehigh and Coronado. Salem Hills sitting at 7-4. And then it's 5-7 and 5-7 for Provo and Maple Mountain. Wasatch at 3-6 and Springville at 4-8. And that's going to be the first walk of this ball game for Kip Cloward. It's going to put runners on first and second here with no outs for the Provo Bulldogs. So kind of similar to inning number 2, where he ended up hitting 2 straight batters, hitting Burge and Samson Strait, who happened to be the next 2 guys coming up.
This golf tournament will be held April 22nd at the Oaks Golf Course.
Mound visit here for Spanish Fork. Talking things over with Cloward. Again, really so far sensational in this ball game. 7 strikeouts through the ball game so far.
$125 per person, which includes lunch and drinks. You can buy a mulligan for $5. If you'd like him for more information, you can contact Sam Higginson or Kyle Dart. I will give the phone numbers for them after.
It looks like things have been talked over here with Cloward and also with the defense, just trying to see how they want to approach these next couple of batters here in this Bulldog lineup. And again, also probably reminding Cloward that, hey, the next 2 guys coming up are guys that you hit by a pitch, so let's make sure to throw some strikes here, which when he's been doing that, he's been fantastic in this ball game. His bunt is shown once again. They're going to throw it over the second. That's a long throw there by Romero. Great throw, though, by the way. It was an absolute strike over there to Dart, but just a little bit behind Ducher over there at second. So it is Fuller at first, Ducher at second, and Cy Burge up for the Bulldogs, who did get hit by a pitch in the second inning. He's going to show bunt once again as the Bulldogs content to play some small ball here, and oof, that one almost hit him again, as he does duck out of the way. So count will be 2-0. Yeah, Dart is basically, he's actually kind of almost beyond the line there with first base. You can almost see him, you do see him creeping in at the very edge of the screen there, as that one is in there for a strike. Bringhurst still needing to kind of hold on to third base in case there is an opportunity to get the lead runner out over there. But yeah, Dart just playing super duper close from first base. See if they show bunt again here from Burge. He's going to be swinging. He sends it over to short. And the only option is going to be first base. Dart tries to lay out for it. And that's going to be how the first run of this ballgame for Provo is going to score. Unfortunate break there for the Dons, as it looked like Will Dart just maybe held on to the ball just a bit too long, had hoped to get the runner out at second base, but Duvall not able to get over there in time, and so tries to make the throw across the diamond, and Zach Dart absolutely lays out for that thing, but it'll go down as a throwing error there for Will Dart, and it will score Ducher, and it will put Fuller over there at third. So runners on second and third. And that one is going to just miss there to Samson Straight. Straight, another one that was hit by a pitch in the second inning. He's going to get us just a little piece of that one, so count will even up here at 1-1. Ty Lamb and Isaac Tucker due up next here for the Provo Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs hoping to avoid the sweep here against the Dons. Provo losing both games in this series on Thursday and Friday. Scores of 8-7 and 5-1. That one a great pitch from Cloward for strike two. Cloward with a solid performance in Thursday's ball game against Provo, looking solid here so far in the third game of the series. Count evens up here at 2-2. The one run scoring a unearned run on the throwing error. And again, 7 strikeouts already in this ball game. Has been very overpowering with his stuff, as that one is going to be on the hands of Sampson and hit foul right down that third base line. Count will stay even at 2-2. Fuller at third and Burge at second base for Provo. Able to get a run across here in the top half of the fourth to make the score now 2-1. That one is going to just miss. Looked like that one was a potential strikeout pitch. Instead, it will go down as a ball. So count now full here on Samson Straight. Feels like an important moment here in this ball game for both clubs. 3-2 pitch is going to be taken upstairs, so that's going to be the second walk issued by Cloward in the ball game, but more specifically in this inning. Now it's a very dangerous situation here with the bases loaded and no outs. Brings up opposing pitcher Ty Lamb. Struck out looking in his first at bat in the second inning, but with an opportunity with the base hit here to grab the lead for his ball club. First pitch to him. He's going to snap in there for a strike. My goodness, that is a beautiful pitch from Kip Cloward, as Lamb thought it was going to be coming at him. Instead, it cuts back in and just slices that inside part of the plate. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. And that's really been the strength of Cloward's game. And unfortunately for him, that can happen. Is what just happened there is you're trying to establish that inside part of the plate more, and it just gets in a little bit further. And so now it's going to even up this ball game here. Score is now 2-2 after the third Bulldog has been hit by a pitch in this ball game, and that is going to be it for Kip Cloward. As you can see the frustration on his face there. It's really was electric in this game. His stuff was absolutely there. The breaking ball was sensational, and was able to mix up locations, but really was just solid on the inside part of the plate on righties. But unfortunately did have some control issues. Again, the 3 guys that were hit by pitch and the 2 walks. But still a solid effort here from Kip Cloward, but they are going to go to the bullpen here in inning number 4 in hopes to calm things down here. The score now 2-2 as a run came across on a throwing error by Will Dart, and then a bases loaded hit by pitch, bringing in that second run. It'll be Fuller that came in, and it will move Burge over to third, straight over to second, and it'll be Lamb now at first base. A new pitcher coming in for Spanish Fork. It'll be number 8, Ethan Dorr.
Now pitching for the Dons, number 8, Ethan Dewar.
So getting his warm-up pitches in here for inning number 4. All of the runners currently on the responsibility of Cloward. So should those runs come across, they will be charged to him. But again, not an awful outing here for the Spanish Fork Dons. Starting pitcher will be counted for 3+ innings. Again, he did hit 3 batters and did end up walking 2 guys, but only allowed the 1 hit.
Now batting, number 8.
And that was a little bunt infield single by Drew Duchere. And then the 7 strikeouts. I mean, it was very impressive outing for Kip Cloward, other than just the struggles with the strike zone. As the count is 0-1 on Isaac Tucker. He's going to take a healthy cut at that one and get just a piece of it. Count will be now 0-2 on the designated hitter for the Bulldogs today. He was a strikeout victim in inning number 2, caught looking on a beautiful pitch from Kip Cloward. So 0-2 pitch up coming from Dewar. And he's going to find the inside part of the plate for strike 3. That has been a favorite spot for the Spanish Fork Arms so far in this ballgame. 8th strikeout in the ballgame for Spanish Fork, and first one of the day here for Ethan Dorr. Brings up Cole Frazier, number 9 hitter in this lineup. That one well outside, maybe even was a potential pitch out there as they are trying to mitigate the potential runners here. So count 1-0 on Frazier, who struck out in his last at bat in the top half of the 3rd, and he will watch a dandy of a pitch in there for strike 1. As it seems like a strategy for Provo was, hey, let's crowd the plate, but it has not always worked out well for them. Again, they have been hit by 3 different pitches, but several really, really great pitches on that inside part of the plate have been called for a strike. Really played into the strength of Cloward's day. Again, with the 7 strikeouts, a lot of those being breaking balls on the hands of these right-handed batters. Count 1-2 on Frazier. He will spoil this one foul once again. The count will stay here at 1-2. And there's 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning. Ball game is all tied up at 2-2. 2-run single by Zach Dart in inning number 3, and 2 runs coming across here in the 4th for the Bulldogs. 1-2 pitch upcoming. Swung on and missed. That's going to be strike 3. So now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and the 9th strikeout of the day for the Spanish Fork pitching staff.
Alex Martinez.
As Ethan Dewar has come in and done pretty much the same thing that Kip Cloud was doing, just mowing down this Bulldog lineup via the strikeout. Also, that one dangerous. As Martinez will duck out of the way of that pitch for ball one. So that's been the weakness of the Dons pitching today, is a couple pitches on the inside have just gotten a little bit away from each pitcher. Martinez makes solid contact over there to short. Dart will make the throw over to second, and that will be the end of the top of the fourth. Able to get out of the bases loaded jam and keep this ball game all tied up at 2-2 as we move on over to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That is Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson, State Farm, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Miguel Thompson, Hunter Attorneys at Law, MVP Sports, and Clegg Auto.
And 3 runners left on base.
So Martinez grounds out to short to end that inning. Able to get out of the bases loaded jam. That's huge for the Dons. I want to remind you that we've got a great softball game coming up for you next week. Our next ball game will be the Spanish Fork Lady Dons up against the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. That game on Tuesday, April 12th at 3:30 p.m. Going to be a blast. Again, always love broadcasting the rivalry game. And again, if you have not seen this Spanish Fork Lady Dons softball team, you are in for a treat if you've not seen them. They are absolutely fantastic. So make sure that you are tuned in on Tuesday, April 12th at 3:30 for this ball game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Again, a softball matchup of the great rivalry here on Spanish Fork 17. So we're getting ready for inning number 4. Ty Lamb getting ready once again for the Bulldogs. It's been an interesting performance here for Ty Lamb. Has maybe not been as dominant as you would hope for the Bulldogs. Really only has the 1 strikeout. I mean, he came into this game as one of the leading guys in all of Utah with strikeouts. Had 30 coming into this ball game, but only has 1 strikeout to his name here through the first 3 innings. My apologies. He has 2, but still, it's looking through the lineup a little bit more here, but still not quite as able to get the punch outs as he normally does, as that one is going to be fouled out of the way there by Mitch Dalton. It will be Dalton, Creer, and Cloward due up here for Spanish Fork hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. You'll watch that one on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And it's been interesting to see how each pitcher has approached this game. For Ty Lamb, it's been a lot of stuff on the outside part of the plate. This thing is fouled out into right there over by the bullpen and batting cage over here on the home side. Count will stay here at 0-2 on Mitch Dalton. Yeah, with Lamb, it's been establishing the outside part of the plate, whereas for Spanish Fork, it feels like a clear, I don't know if directive is the right word, but they clearly found a strategy of going more towards the inside part of the strike zone, and it has worked out nicely. Again, this produced a lot of strikeouts, but it also has produced a few guys getting hit by a pitch, as that one is well outside, so count will even up here at 2-2 on Dalton. Dalton laced one right at Gingras for his first at bat. This one is going to be slapped over to Gingras, trying to leg it out. They will say he is safe. Great job there by Dalton to hustle his way on over to first, and that will be an infield single to start things off here in the bottom half of the 4th. Good job there by Dalton. It will bring the Provo coach just to verify the call, make sure that the ump saw what he saw, and also sent a quick word over at his first baseman as well, probably asking if maybe first baseman bobbled the ball there. Brings up Ty Creer, who had a single in his first at bat in the 2nd inning, did get thrown out caught stealing. It's a great throw by Martinez. That one is in there for a strike. And Lamb really working that outside part of the plate to these right-handed hitters. So 0-1 pitch upcoming. Creer shows bunt. Pulls it away. They throw it over to first, and Dalton makes his way back. So count will even up here at 1-1. Kip Cloward and Bryant Nacy do up next here for Spanish Fork. We are in inning number 4 of this final matchup here between the Dons and the Bulldogs here in this opening series of Region 9 play. Dons hoping to get the sweep here. This count will move to 2-1 on Ty Creer. Score of 8-7 in Thursday's ball game, 5-1 in Friday's ball game. Ty Creer slaps this one out into shallow center for a base hit. That is a fantastic piece of hitting from the number 7 hitter in the lineup. 2 straight singles for him in this ball game. 2 for 2. Nice job making solid contact on that one. As it will now be runners on the corners with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it will bring up now designated hitter Kip Cloward. Again, starting pitcher in this ball game for Spanish Fork, taken out after 3 innings of work. Now hoping to put his ball club back in the lead here in the 4th inning with a runner 90 feet away. Time will be called. So Dalton able to make his way over to third on the single by Ty Creer. So 2 hits to start off inning number 4 for Spanish Fork. Creer will slide back into first base after the pickoff move. Cloward did strike out in his last at-bat in the 2nd inning. A great pitch by Ty Lamb, getting him on that one. Again, only 2 strikeouts in this ball game for Ty Lamb, but has done a nice job. Cloward will slap this one out into right field. It will be caught, but it will be deep enough for them to send the runner. He will be in, and they will get Ty Creer all the way over to second base. Thought about advancing to third, but they do throw it on over there to make sure that he doesn't get over there. But it will go down as a sacrifice fly for Kip Cloward. And the Dons will retake the lead here in inning number 4. The score now 3-2 after that sacrifice fly by the designated hitter Kip Cloward.
Now batting number 15, Brighton AC.
So Creer advances to second, so now in scoring position. On the throwing error over there. Able to advance. So Brighton AC now up. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning and scored on the 2-run single by Zach Dart. That one is going to just barely miss. Looked pretty close. AC will get the benefit there as the count 1-0. That one will also be just a bit outside, so count will move now to 2-0. Ty Creer at second base. Mitch Dalton just scoring on the sacrifice fly by Kip Cloward to give Spanish Fork the lead once again here in the bottom of the 4th. Score 3-2. That one is going to just miss. Trying to work the outside part for the first 2 pitches, then goes inside and misses once again. So count 3-0 on number 9 hitter Brighton AC, and he will watch it for ball number 4. 3rd walk of the game issued by Ty Lamb. Top of the order again for Spanish Fork in Will Dart, 1 for 1 in the ball game. Hit a double in the 1st inning and took a walk in inning number 3, and
now batting number 6,
again
Will
scored on
Dart.
Scored on the 2-run single by Zach Dart in the 3rd inning. So the Dons now with runners on first and second, and still only one out here in the bottom of the 4th. This Ty Lamb is trying so hard to nibble at the edges of the strike zone here and just not finding any in these last couple of bats to be called for strikes. Expanding the strike zone just a bit too much. So 1-0 pitch is going to be watched. He'll be inside and in the dirt, so count now 2-0 on the Spanish Fork shortstop. Again, Brody Duvall and Zach Dart due up next here for Spanish Fork. Dart with an opportunity to extend the Dons' lead with a base hit. He will watch a nice pitch from Lamb for strike 1. And Creer at second base. AC at first. 3-2 ball game for the Dons over the Bulldogs here on Spanish Fork 17 in inning number 4. Again, looking for that sweep. Hoping to make their case to move up in the RPI rankings. Again, sitting at number 6 with their 10-2 record. And again, a bit of a shocker to me as obviously there are some great teams in 5A, but I don't know if there are 5 teams that are better than Spanish Fork. That one is going to be tapped over the head of Lamb. It will advance the runners. It will advance the runner over to second base. They do hold up. Oh, I apologize. They do not hold up. They do not hold up Creer. Creer does make it over to third, and AC makes his way over to second. So a productive out for Will Dart.
Now batting number 9, Brody Duvall.
But it will be a out nonetheless here in the 4th inning. So 2 outs with runners on second and third, and number 2 hitter Brody Duvall digging in for Spanish Fork. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Will just miss inside. Count 1-0. So a single in the 1st and a strikeout in the 3rd. So 1 for 2 on the ball game. View of Ty Creer over there at third base in his very dirty jersey. Oh, Duvall takes an absolute hack at that one. He will miss it, though, for strike 1. So, again, 2 outs in the bottom half of the 4th of this ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. The Dons with a 1-run lead over the Bulldogs, but threatening to really open it up here with runners on second and third, and a good bat up here in Brody Duvall. Has already had some big RBIs in this series against Provo. He's going to slap this one over towards first base. He'll try to leg this out, and there is no one to take the throw over there at first base. As they throw it over to first, but they get caught up in a wow! What a sequence that we just saw. As again, first baseman throws it over to no one over there at first base, and they catch AC over there, like kind of hung up in no man's land. It's Dart now over there at second base.
Now batting number 18, Zach
But just
Dart.
What a sequence to end up scoring a run. So very weird. You see some weird things here on Spanish Fork 17 sometimes. As Creer will come across there. As the count is now 1-0 on Zach Dart. That one is in there for a strike. So count is 1-1 on Dart. Yeah, definitely a strange sequence we just saw there with Brody Duvall. I think it will go down as a hit. And then an error on the throw that ends up making it so Creer can score. Dart laces this one right up center, and oh man, that's a tough break for Provo as Gingras does get his glove on it, but then it squirts away just enough for Duval to make his way over to second base. And so Zach Dart able to get on the miscue over there by the shortstop.
Now batting, number 13, Easton Romero.
And now it's a bases loaded situation here for the Dons once again. And it'll be Easton Romero now digging in for Spanish Fork. 0 for 2 in the ball game, but very dangerous hitter in this Dons lineup. You want an opportunity to really blow this game wide open. This feels like it for the Dons. If Easton Romero can get an extra base hit here, it's going to really pump up this lead here for Spanish Fork and put them in a very comfortable position here for the next couple innings to feel like they're in a good spot to take the sweep here against the Bulldogs. Well, they're going to check the swing there by Romero, and they are going to say no, he did not go. So count will move to 2-0 on the Spanish Fork catcher. Count now 2-1. So Dart over at third base, Duval at second, Dart at first, Easton Romero up for Spanish Fork, hoping to really blow this thing open. Big cut there by Romero at some high stuff, and it'll even up the count here at 2-2. Ty Lamb still doing his best to work through the rest of this inning. As 3 runs have come across here in this inning, as the count will now. I guess the count is still 2-2 here as there was time called. I do move it to 3-2, was just ahead of the scoreboard. So full count here coming to Easton Romero with 2 outs. Takes a swing, and it's going to go right in between short and third for a base hit. Easton Romero coming up clutch. Big throw from left field. It will not be in time, so it's going to go down as a 2-run single for Easton Romero. It will score Dart and Duval, and it will move Zach Dart over to third. And Romero will advance on the throwing error. So unfortunately for Provo, a little bit of sloppy fielding here has cost them some runs here in this bottom half of the 4th inning for Spanish Fork. This is what they really needed to make sure that they kind of give themselves some distance here, and now have a 5-run lead here in the 4th inning. As now 5 runs have come across.
Now batting number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
We do have a speed-up runner that came in for Easton Romero. It looks like number 27, Riley Lamson over there. Dax Bringhurst up. He's going to spray this one foul. Be out beyond the batting cages. Bringhurst 0 for 2 in the ballgame, grounded into a double play in the first and grounded out to the pitcher in the 3rd inning. But a big inning here for Spanish Fork, 5 runs already across, and an opportunity here still with 2 runners on second and third. Bringhurst will watch it low and outside. Count will even up at 1-1. Mitch Dalton due up next. He's had some solid contact in this ball game, 1 for 2. Lamson getting a healthy lead over there at second base with no one covering him. That one is in there for a strike. So count now 1-2 on Bringhurst. And Lamson basically able to get his way almost basically right behind Gingras over there at short. Basically all the way, almost halfway down the line pretty much, as count will even up at 2-2. And Dart over at third, Lamson at second. Dax Bringhurst up with a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be now a full count here as that one is in the dirt but dug up by Martinez. So full count now to the Spanish Fork third baseman. Still an opportunity here to extend this 5-run lead. 5 runs already coming across in the bottom half of the inning. Most recently a 2-run single by Easton Romero, and that one well outside. So that's going to be a walk to Dax Bringhurst. It will be walk number 4 of the ball game for Ty Lamb, and you gotta wonder if the leash isn't a little short here for
now batting number 12, Mitch
Lamb,
Dalton.
as it looks like they do have some activity up in the bullpen. Not shocking with again a very rough inning here for Ty Lamb. 5 runs already coming across, and now bases loaded for Mitch Dalton. Does find the strike zone there with that first pitch, so 0-1 count. Dalton 1 for 2, lined out to short in the 2nd inning and hit a single in the 4th. Takes a nice swing at that one, but will miss for strike 2. So Dart over there at third base, who's also had a nice ball game. That one is also going to miss. So count 1-2. Dalton hoping to step up big here in this bases loaded situation. Continue this big inning here for Spanish Fork. 5 runs already across. It's going to miss high and outside, so evening up the count at 2-2. Ty Creer would be up next, and he's had quite the ball game. Has 2 singles in this one. We'd love to see him up in an RBI situation with that hot bat of his. Dalton will keep himself alive, spraying that pitch foul. Ball gets away from Lamb, scooped up by the field umpire. As the wind is starting to pick up pretty big here out there in center field. See the flag just absolutely waving out there, and now a huge dust cloud over there over by the shortstop. Yeah, the wind is definitely playing a big factor right now. This one just tapped foul by Dalton, so the count will stay at 2-2. There's a view of the flag, absolutely just blowing in the wind right now. It's pretty strong, again, blowing in from center field, so it's just not helping out anybody that's hitting anything up in the air. This thing is sent right on a line out to short. Gingras will make the play over there at second base, but they will not make the play over at first. And that is going to be another bugaboo of an error for the Provo Bulldogs. Had a potential for a double play. Instead, the throwing error keeps this inning alive, as Dalton will stay over there at first base on the fielder's choice and throwing error over there by the second baseman. And it will bring in Zach Dart as well as Riley Lamson. Bringhurst will be over there. Bringhurst will be thrown out over there at second base. So it'll be the end of the ball game here for Ty Lamson, for Ty Lamb. And we have a new pitcher coming in now for Provo Bulldogs. It will be Aiden Opp coming in for Provo, coming in from right field. So Lamb makes it through 3 2/3. Still with only the 2 strikeouts to his name, and he's trying to get you his final stat line here.
Now pitching for the Bulldogs, number 13, Aiden Ock.
Got him with 6 hits, 4 walks, a hit by pitch. The 8 runs are charged to him, though. I believe 5 of those will go down as earned runs. As again, we see Opp getting warmed up here for the Bulldogs, coming in relief of Ty Lamb. The ball game really blowing open here for Spanish Fork with 6 runs coming across here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And really, unfortunately for the Bulldogs, a lot of that coming from errors in this one. The Dons have done a good job of just getting the ball in play. Again, they've gotten a 2-run single from Dart in the 3rd inning, and then a 2-run single by Easton Romero here in the 4th, and they've just kind of gotten a steady diet of kind of infield singles that then they end up getting advancing on throwing errors. Does bring up another hot bat in this lineup in Ty Career. You watch that one in there for a strike. Career on the ball game again, 2 for 2, 2 singles in this one. Ended up scoring in the 4th. Was thrown out at second. Was caught stealing in the 2nd inning. Campbell even up here at 1-1 after that one. See Dalton over there at second base. Again, the beneficiary of a fielder's choice as go for the play at second base, and then a throwing error by the second baseman. One pitch will miss. Count will now be at 2-1. This game really blowing wide open here for Spanish Fork with a 6-run 4th inning. Now sitting with a 6-run lead here over the Bulldogs of Provo as that one is taken high. So Creer looking at a 3-1 count. Does still have a runner in scoring position. We've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, new pitcher is Aiden Opp for Provo, and that one is going to miss outside. So Career will take the walk, and things continue to roll here for Spanish Fork in the 4th inning, with now runners on 1st and 2nd.
Now batting number 20, Kip
And brings up Kip Cloward, designated hitter. Again, started this game for Spanish Fork. Will go down as a no decision for him as he was yanked in the first part of the 4th inning. Made it through 3+ innings before being chased by the Bulldogs, as that one is in there for a strike to him. Kind of a mixed bag for Cloward. Really impressive stuff. Had 7 strikeouts through those 3+ innings. Also ended up hitting 3 batters and allowed some walks and really kind of created some trouble for himself more than anything else. He's going to pop this thing way up into the sky. Looks like giving chase out there. He's going to be the first baseman, but he's going to run out of room over there, right there by the fence. Certainly a great effort there, but gets caught up in that wind that's kind of moved from straight center field at that point, kind of blowing a little bit more in between center and right, so kind of caught a little bit of extra tailwind there to send it over the fence. Count is 0-2 on Cloward. Again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 8-2 lead for the Dons over the Bulldogs here on Spanish Fork 17. Unfortunately for Provo, really a kind of a sloppy inning for them in the field. Really hoping to just kind of close the door on this inning and get their bats up. Try to rebuild some momentum in this one as the count moves to 1-2 on Cloward. Brighton AC would be due up next for Spanish Fork. Cloward's going to kind of chop it. That one doesn't even follow through on it, but just gets enough of a piece of it to send it out into center field for a base hit, and it's going to go down as an RBI single for Kip Cloward, as Mitch Dalton's going to make his way over from second base on the home plate. And Ty Creer will be held up over there at second. A nice kind of unconventional way of getting yourself a base hit as he just kind of chops at it, doesn't even follow through on his swing, but gets just enough of it to slap it out there into shallow center. So a couple RBIs today in this ballgame for Kip Cloward, as that one's going to be some breaking ball chin music there for Brighton AC. Count will be 1-0 after that pitch. Just a breaking ball that didn't quite snap in back into the strike zone. I just want to update that things have blown open a lot more than I think people realize here, as it's now been a 9-run fourth inning here, as the score for the Dons has moved from 9-2 over now to 11-2. They did finally account for, there was an extra run that was scored by Will Dart that I think hadn't been put on the scoreboard yet. So 9 runs here in this bottom half of the fourth for Spanish Fork. Just an absolute onslaught here. So again, they have been a bit of a beneficiary of some sloppy fielding by the Bulldogs, but just have done a nice job of putting the ball in play and giving themselves an opportunity here, as that one is going to be in for a strike to AC. See if the Dons can continue to keep rolling here. Again, 9 runs already coming across, but runners on first and second. AC will do just that. He slaps this thing out into shallow left for a base hit. They do send the runner. Creer is able to get in, able to get on his wheels and score from second base on the RBI single by Brighton AC. Cloward goes over to second, and just like that, we have a double-digit inning here for the Spanish Fork Dons. 10 runs coming across here now in the fourth inning. That's a nice piece of hitting there by AC. That was kind of a high pitch, but just able to get a decent swing on it, get the hands up, and turn that outside pitch and slap it out into shallow left. The score now 12-2 after that RBI single by Brighton AC, and top of the order up again for Spanish Fork, who's, man, at this rate, they might even get some guys that might be able to get everyone basically 2 at-bats here in this inning. That one is in there for a strike. That's a solid pitch there from Opp. This count will now be 1-1 on Will Dart, who's had a nice day at the plate. It's 1 for 2 in this one. That one is going to be sent out into foul territory. Once again, giving chase is the first baseman. He's been busy this inning, getting in some sprints. The count will move to 1-2 on the Dons shortstop. Again, 1 for 2, a double in the first inning. Took a walk in inning number 3 and was able to reach on an error in the fourth. So 1-2 pitch up coming from Opp. Going to be fouled away by Dart just up and over the backstop. Brody Duvall would be due up next here for Spanish Fork. Another guy that's had a good day at the plate, 2 for 3. So Cloward at second, AC at first. Leadoff guy Will Dart up for Spanish Fork in a double-digit ball game here, 12-2. He's going to spray it foul once again. So you'll stay alive here with the count 1-2. And Aiden Opp coming in relief this inning of Ty Lamb. Starting pitcher for the Bulldogs was chased in this one. Dart sends it right up the middle under the glove of Gingras for a base hit. And they will send Cloward from second base. He will score. That's going to be 11 runs now here in the fourth inning for the Dons. Man, what an onslaught here in this fourth inning. It's just been hit after hit after hit and RBI after RBI. And again, a little bit of a beneficiary of, again, some sloppy fielding out there for the Provo Bulldogs. But, man, it's you don't just, casually accidentally make your way into 11 runs coming across, as Duval will slap that one foul. So the score is now 13-2 for Spanish Fork. And the count is 0-1 here on Brody Duval. He's going to take a healthy cut at that one for strike two. That's again a good pitch there from Aiden Opp. So 0-2 count now on the number 2 hitter in the Dons lineup. Zach Dart would be due up next year for Spanish Fork. Again, still threatening here with runners on first and second. Duval slaps it out into shallow left center. The play will be made, and that is going to be the end of the fourth inning. What an inning it was for Spanish Fork. 11 runs coming across here for the Dons. The score 13-2. We'll get you the fifth inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 5 of this ballgame between the Dons and the Bulldogs. The score, again, that one was a crazy fourth inning there for the Dons. Again, we were having some technical difficulties, and so 10 runs coming across in that inning. So your score is 12-2 after the 10-run fourth inning by the Dons. So still absolutely crazy and absolutely bonkers, and it'll be Ethan Dewar coming back in to pitch here for Spanish Fork, and it's going to be up to numbers 2, 3, and 4 in the Provo lineup to get things rolling here and try to cut into this double-digit lead that the Dons have built here up in inning number 5. So Keegan Gingras, and he grounds it out to short. Dart with the throw over Dart, and that will be out number 1. Nice job there by Will Dart to collect himself and throw it across the diamond, throwing a strike over there to first base. So Gingras will go down for the third time in this ball game. Struck out twice before that. I think for him it's just happy that he was able to make contact with the pitch. His bunt is laid down. Bringhurst will run up on it, make a nice throw. And that's going to be 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th inning. So Ducher trying to just get anything going. Sees that Bringhurst is playing fairly deep. Shows bunts it down that third base line, but great play over there at the hot corner by Bringhurst. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. That one is going to miss high and outside to cleanup hitter Campton Fuller. Fuller 0 for 1 on the ball game, struck out in the second inning and took a walk in the fourth inning and is one of the 2 runs that has scored for the Bulldogs. That one misses inside, so 2-0 count here on Fuller. Cy Burge due up next for the Bulldogs. Count now 3-0, so 3 straight balls here in this one by Ethan Dorr. Taking all the way there was Fuller. So count will now move to 3-1. That one in the dirt, and that is going to be a walk there to Campton Fuller with 2 outs in the 5th inning. He'll put a runner on base here for Provo.
Now batting number 1, Cy Burge.
And it'll be Cy Burge, who has gotten on base both times he's been up, was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and got on a error over there at short by Will Dart. Dewar pumps it in there for a strike. That's a nice pitch there on the outside part of the plate. Samson Straight due up next for Provo. Again, runner on first here for the Bulldogs, hoping to cut into a double-digit deficit here in inning number 5. But it is hard to do when Dewar is kissing that outside part of the plate with these pitches. Again, felt like everything was getting called on the inside part. A lot of inside pitches early for Spanish Fork, and now seeing a lot of stuff on the outside. That one is shot right at him. Whew! Sometimes the reflexes save your life, and that feels like what just happened there with Dewar as he catches that line drive, and that's going to be the end of the ball game here as Spanish Fork will mercy rule Provo here in the 5th inning. Your score 12-2. We'll get you a recap of this one when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Your final from Nelson Field.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. This ball game is all wrapped up here. A score of 12-2 for the Dons over the Bulldogs here on Spanish Fork 17. Early afternoon matchup here. And the final one of this series between the Dons and the Bulldogs, the Dons able to capture the sweep here in their opening series in Region 9 play. The Bats came out to play in the bottom of the 4th inning. 10 runs coming across in that inning. The offense absolutely coming alive. They were, again, there was definitely some sloppy play in that inning by the Bulldogs defense that the Dons were able to capitalize on. But at the end of the day, man, they showed in full force why they should be one of the top 5 teams, if not one of the top 3 teams in all of 5A. Again, the RPI sitting at number 6, but I will be campaigning super hard to get them a lot higher because they've been sensational so far this season, and we're excited for another series coming up here against Salem Hills. That's going to be a key one here in Region 9. I want to give out our MVP Sports MVP of the game, which You know, it'd be easy to find someone on offense to pick to give this one, everyone pretty much contributing, but because of that, there really wasn't anyone that I felt like super duper stood out in this game in terms of offense. But I want to give the MVP to Kip Cloward, who was the starting pitcher in this ball game. A little bit erratic, had some control issues, ended up hitting 3 batters and walked 2 guys, but through 3+ innings, he had 7 strikeouts. I mean, the stuff was absolutely dominant, especially his breaking ball was getting tons of guys looking at inside pitches. Just absolutely had the Bulldogs lineup just off kilter in this ball game. Ended up giving up 2 runs, one of those being earned. And so I feel like this was a big game for Cloward. Had struggled a little bit early on in the season, and it's nice to see him starting to lock in here for the Dons. Had a good game earlier in this series on Thursday, and so nice to see him settling in and kind of getting to a place where I think the Dons can really rely on him to be their ace this season. So Kip Cloward, your MVP Sports MVP of the game, hoping for continued success here for him on the mound. And again, the Dons take this series 3-0 and really setting themselves up nicely in Region 9 play. And talking about Region 9 play, let's talk about the next ball game that we've got going on for you on Spanish Fork 17. That will be a softball game. It'll be the rivalry game, the Spanish Fork Lady Dons up against the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. That game coming at you on Tuesday, April 12th at 3:30 p.m. Make sure that you are tuning in on Spanish Fork 17 as well as our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure to get anyone and everyone watching it because this Spanish Fork Lady Dons team is absolutely elite. They are so good. If you enjoy softball, you're going to absolutely love watching the Lady Dons, so make sure that you're tuning in for that one on next Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. So again, the Dons able to take this one 12-2. They mercy rule the Provo Bulldogs here in 5 innings. A big 10-run 4th inning for the Dons, really putting a cap on this one. For our Spanish Fork 17 crew, I'm Andrew LaRose. It's been a blast. Always enjoy being out here on a lovely afternoon here at Nelson Field. We'll see you next Tuesday for that game against the Dons and the Golden Eagles here on Spanish Fork 17.